Hi, I'm Debbie from It's Party Time. I love Tupperware, and that's my team name. Who said you can't have fun when you're making money? So that's my team name, It's Party Time. We have a new thing at Tupperware. Well, not new, but they're promoting it now. It's the Tupperware Stack Cooker. It's been around for kind of a while, but it's an awesome item. And they came out with a new cookbook. So it has some of the recipes from before, and it has some of the new recipes. And what you do is you pick what meal you want to do. And I had it all picked out and lost it. But you pick one for the top, and that's for the top of the stack cooker. And then you pick one from the middle, and that's for the middle of the stack cooker. And then you pick one for the bottom, and that's the whole meal all in one place. So we've gone through and I picked what I want to eat for dinner. So we're gonna do the mashed potatoes on the bottom, and we're gonna do herb meatloaves in the middle. I'm gonna do cheesy cauliflower on the top. Really easy. And it cooks all one time, so super simple. So for the bottom, the 3-quart container, you put in 3 or 4 russet potatoes. I found these Yukon Gold potatoes, and they're really good. And you don't have to peel them. So you dump them in. That was easy enough. And then you put in 1/4 cup of water. My assistant cleans my kitchen after I'm done. And then 1/2 teaspoon of kosher coarse salt. I don't know if I have that, but we have table salt. So you put that in. It's so easy with the kitchen right there. And then that's done. That's going to be our mashed potatoes. The second layer is going to be herb meatloaves. You can put the meatloaves right here on the bottom, but then there'll be the grease and fat from the meatloaves will be there too. So I use this part and put it in. And when you make the meatloaves, they're gonna sit in here, and then when you lift it up, all the grease and fat is gonna drain out. So, you know how you get the patties at hamburger at the store, and they're in like a slab? Of course, the slab machine was broken at the commissary today. So we're gonna use the hamburger. Instead of using one slab, we're gonna use half of the package and put it in the bowl. And then you need 1 egg that's been beaten. I beat it downstairs. And then you need 1/2 cup of seasoned stuffing mix or breadcrumbs. And then you need 1/2 cup or 1/3 cup of reduced fat milk. Pour that in. Then you need ketchup. 2 tablespoons of ketchup. I measured everything so you guys didn't have to watch me measure everything, because that can be kind of boring. Necessary, but boring. And then Lipton onion soup mix. I buy a whole bunch of them when they're on sale, and they last a long time, especially when you put it in Tupperware seasoning spice container. So 1 tablespoon of the Lipton onion soup mix. Easy enough, right? Yeah. Lipton onion soup mix. Now, like all the other recipes that Tupperware has, I'm sure your meatloaf recipe would cook perfectly in the stack cooker. But there's some people that don't have a family favorite, and like my recipe changes just about every time I make meatloaf. So you can decide. You can try this one. I kind of like this one. It's easy to make. I pretty much have all the ingredients all the time. Some people use bread instead of breadcrumbs or stuffing mix. This one you should make sure it's mixed well. And this is the Tupperware spoon, spatula. You can turn stuff with it, spoon stuff out. It's one of those universal tools that everybody should have. This is actually the part that takes the longest. So we're almost done. Okay, so once it's mixed well, you make 5 or 6 mini meatloaves out of it. Let's see if we can get 5 or 6. So just make them almost like meatballs, but into little, I have a lot of hamburger here, like little meatloaves. Isn't that cute? And when you put them in the stack cooker, microwaves cook from the top, the side, the middle. But it's hard for it to get through to the food in the middle. So instead of putting them in the middle, you line it around the edge of the stack cooker so that the middle part, where the edges all get cooked. It was really cute. I did like a sunflower pattern where they're all facing inward. Yeah, see that? Facing inward like that. And what happened was this part didn't cook as well. I put too much in and needs to be on the edge more. Don't worry about making extra. You want to make extra, and that's one of the things that's good about Tupperware, is we're going to show you how to do meal prep. There's a couple different meal preps. One is when you make the meals, like you make a pot roast, potatoes, carrots, put all the seasoning, and you put it in the Tupperware in the freezer, and we're ready to eat, or we're ready to cook it. You just take it out and throw it in your pressure cooker or the slow cooker or oven, and it's all ready. You don't have to prep your food. It's already prepped. Then there's the meal prep where you cook the food and you put it in Tupperware containers and you freeze it. And then when you want the meal, you take it out and it's already cooked. It just takes a couple minutes to microwave it. So that's the meal prep we're doing today, is that meal prep. So is that fast or what? 5 mini meatloaves. Then you put the top one on and you use cauliflower. I love my Tupperware room. Usually has everything I need all the time in here. Okay. Frozen cauliflower. Just put that right on the top. Put that right on the top. And we are going to microwave this for about 20 minutes. So 20 minutes. And then while we're waiting, I'll show you a couple tips that are good to do. Right here is the leftover hamburger. And usually when it comes in the slab, you just take out one slab and you just put the slab right in here. But of course they didn't have slabs today. But it still holds about 1.25 pounds to 1.5 pounds hamburger. So you put it like that. And see how nicely it stacks up in the freezer? I was going to pretend like I didn't hear it, but it was making all kinds of weird noises. I didn't have the turntable on correctly. Okay, so this is 1.5 pounds of hamburger. And right now they have these labels on sale. It says contents. So you can write on here, contents. 1.5 pounds hamburger. And today's date. That way you make sure that you use the one that's oldest first. And then what I do is when I'm done with this hamburger, I take it out of the freezer and I use it. You can just take the label off, peel the label off, and stick it on your shopping list, and then you know you need more hamburger. You remember, keep it. And then also on sale right now is spice containers. And they have an interesting, what do you call it, gray stone color. It's pretty neat, different. I'm looking for my Tupperware. I try not to use paper towels. I use a Tupperware microfiber cloth. When this is empty, that means I've cooked everything I need for the meal. If I forgot something, that's not normally a good thing. And you can also make, like, get the potatoes ready and put it in the refrigerator, get the meatloaf ready, put it in the refrigerator. The cauliflower you just take out of the freezer. But they have lids that come with it, and you can cover it and leave it in the refrigerator. And then this goes on the 3-quart, the bottom. If you want to make cake, mochi, there's all kinds of different things. But you can make a cake in 10 to 11 minutes. So you just put this in the bottom, and then you mix cake mix with like a can of apple pie filling. So spice and apple pie filling and 3 eggs. And you pour it in there, and then you have apple spice cake. It's really good. We don't need that today though. But the middle doesn't get cooked as well, so you need to put it on the edges. That's why there's a thing in the center. And then the Lipton onion soup mix. What happens is you fold this over and you put it wherever you think it's going to be safe. Guaranteed the bugs are going to get into it or you're going to spill it. So you can put it in here, because this is good for another 2 sets of meatloaves or whatever else you want to season. And you make another label that says onion soup mix. On today's date. And that way you can kind of stay somewhat organized in your kitchen. But these spice containers are really awesome. They have, you can put the label, and they have where you can shake out the spices, or you can scoop out the spices with the spoon, measuring spoon. You can take a measuring spoon, smaller measuring spoon, or take the lid off and measure it out, or pour it out. But that way it'll stay fresh until we need it again. Okay, we have another 15 minutes, and I have a feeling you don't want me to talk to you for 15 minutes, although, trust me, I could talk about Tupperware for hours, and I have talked about Tupperware for hours. But for this video, I'll give you guys a break. Other meal prep videos I made was one with basil, pesto, and chicken, vegetables. And that one is a really fun one to do, and I love the basil chicken with vegetables. It's a great meal prep recipe, and it's great for dinner. So I'll be back as soon as the microwave is done. It's 13 minutes and 14 minutes. It's way too long for you to have to listen to me talk. Hey, I'll be right back. Hi, I'm back. And guess what? The food is done. The first thing it says on the cheesy cauliflower is to put 1/2 cup of cheese, cheddar cheese on it. And I'm not sure why you're supposed to measure cheese, but I think half a cup's probably not enough. So it looks better with a little bit more cheese. Okay, so about half a cup or more. More is always better. I like more. And then this sits on the side. Doesn't that look good though? And this is the mini meatloaves. And the potatoes. We're going to work on the potatoes. And this is the masher, potato masher or masher that Tupperware has. So you just mash the potatoes up. And then you put inside 1/2 cup whole milk, 2 tablespoons of butter. The butter. And then the milk. Seems like a lot of milk to me. You can tell I don't like milk either. But for mashed potatoes, it's okay. And those snack cups are 1/4 cup, 4 ounces. So it's really easy to measure it. These potatoes look like they could have been in another couple minutes, but they're smashing up. What's good about this is that you can always put it back in if you want to for a couple of minutes to make sure it cooks well. I love doing meal prep. I wish when I had younger kids, I did meal prep because it would have made my life so much easier. But now that I'm pretty much retired, I can do meal prep still. And it still makes my life easier. Because I saw a post the other day on Facebook, you know, when you're retired, you don't have a day off. Like, you guys all have a day off, like Friday or Saturday, Sunday or Monday, Saturday, Sunday. When you're retired, seems like I'm working every day, or playing every day, one of the two. Okay, here's our mashed potatoes, just about done. And I think I probably put too much cheese on. The cheese on broccoli, it's not melting enough. You just put it in for a couple seconds and it'll melt it better. When I had my twins, I used to make stack cooker meal. On the bottom I made rice or pasta. And in the middle you put a bed of vegetables. And then you put, you take chicken breasts and you cut them up. And you put them in the, on top of the bed of vegetables in this layer. You roll it in mayonnaise, and then you roll it in Italian breadcrumbs, and you layer it on top of the bed of frozen vegetables. And then on top, I would put like apple pie filling with oatmeal cookie on the top. So you have a starch, meat, vegetables, and then a dessert. And you put it in for like 25 minutes, and you have a whole meal. But there were 6 of us, so sometimes there just wasn't enough chicken. So I had another container on the side, and when we sat down to eat, I would plop that one in the microwave, and when people were ready for seconds, it was ready. Doesn't that look good? Mashed potatoes? How easy is that? And if you want, you can take the mashed potatoes out and put it in like the Power Chef or the Quick Chef Pro. But everybody doesn't necessarily want their mashed potatoes too mashed. So it's up to you how you like them. They look great to me. And the thing about the stack cooker, it has stay cool handles, so it's not hot. Don't hold it like this, because that's hot. But that's cheesy cauliflower. So cheesy cauliflower, potatoes, mashed potatoes, and herbed meatloaves. And look, when you take the, hard to see all the grease. You can see all the grease though. There's no grease in the meatloaves. So I'm going to show you how we make the meal, because we already ate. So this is a make ahead meal, or I could eat some of this for dinner tonight and then freeze the rest of it. So you just take the mashed potatoes and you put it in the container. Oh, it looks good. And then you take the mini meatloaf and you stick it in the container. And then you put some broccoli and cauliflower and cheese. Cheese would probably be good on the mashed potatoes too. So these are the vent and serve containers. So now you have a meal, a dinner made ahead of time. You stick this right in the freezer. You can use the labels, write what it is. Put it in the freezer, stack it in there, and you have a meal made already. The same thing, this is a round one. They're both 2.5 cups, so it doesn't matter, it'll hold the same amount. You put the meatloaf. That way, I have dinner for tonight. I have dinner or lunch for another day. These go right in the freezer and then right in the microwave. My husband doesn't like the cheesy cauliflower. He's not crazy about cheese. And then the mashed potatoes. So now I have dinner for another day. So when we're out late, because you know at the new year we have all these resolutions to eat healthier, not to eat out as much. So Tupperware makes it easy to make our food, make it healthier, and then freeze it, and we can eat it when we're busy doing other things. Okay, I hope you enjoyed it. Bye. Thanks for watching. Bye.